Hi everyone, welcome back to Challenge 11 of our Coding to Christmas series. Today's question was all about just having a play around with dictionaries. So we'll just jump over to the question. So today we want to create a dictionary for a Christmas tree. That's going to contain some values. So we want a type equals fir, price is £60, height 6 foot and colour green, and then we want to print that out. So we'll start off by creating our dictionary. So to do this, we've got our variable name. I'm just going to call it tree. Then in order to define our dictionary, we use the curly brackets. So I will add that. And then inside of the dictionary, we need to use this key and value pair. So for each of the keys, we assign a value. So the keys here are going to be the type, the price, the height, and the color. So let's get those added. So we'll start off with type. Again, that key I've put inside of double quotes. I then use a colon, and then I put the value. So on the left-hand side, we have the key. On the right-hand side, we have the value. So we've got type is fir. The price is £60. So I'm just going to put that as a string for the moment. I might come back and change it to an integer or perhaps a float. The height of the tree, again, this is just a string, so 6 foot. So as after each of these key value pairs, I put a comma, and then on the next line, I add the next pair. And then finally, so used to spelling it in the American style, I'll spell it in the English, colour, and there we have green. So once again, just to make sure that I've not made any errors, I just run it. No errors have shown up. There's no output because I've not told the program to do anything yet, but it just proves now that I've successfully added that tree dictionary correctly. I'll just print it out just to again check the results. As you can see on the right hand side, I've got this key and the value for everything. So that's looking good. I might just change the price to be a float, just to show you that it can hold any sort of value. And instead of the height being in feet, we'll change that into centimeters, which I think is 182 centimeters. Just run that, you'll see the values all show up. So that's fine. So the next part of the question, so we've printed the dictionary, we've done that. Once created, we want to append the key Tinsel Included to true or false. So in order to do that with a dictionary, you just declare the variable and then use the square brackets to reference the key. And then the key that we want is Tinsel Included. And then I can just set that to be true. And then finally, we want to set, I believe, it's missed off this bit here, but it's the price of the tree we want to change to be £50. So we're going to say that tree, again, square brackets because we're referencing one of the keys within that dictionary. So price equals, and this time we're changing it to £50. So once again, I can just print out that variable, see what the results are now. So the first time it gets printed out, let's make that a little bit bigger. First time you print it out on line 16, we've obviously got the price as £60, and the second time that we print it out, the price is now changed to £50, and we've also added this additional Tinsel Included, and that is set to true. So that appears to be working. The next thing we want to do is check to see if the key color exists in the dictionary, and print out each key. So let's check to see if a key exists. So to do this, we'll use the if statement. So I can literally just say that if the key name, so in this case it's color, is in, and then the name of our variable. So if color in tree, we can then do something. So we'll print out the color of the tree is, and then let's concatenate the actual value. And again, because I'm referencing one of the keys within the dictionary, square brackets, and then just the name of the key inside of it. So just double check that that's working. Run it, and now we've got added onto our program. The color of the tree is green. If I come back up and I just change this, let's say we've got a silver tree instead. We'll run that. You'll notice now that that it's changed. However, if we completely eliminate that key from our dictionary and we run it again, this time that if statement obviously is false, and therefore no message is actually printed out. So that's working as expected. And then finally, we want to loop through our dictionary and print out each of the values. So again, we're just getting you to practice using a dictionary and showing you all the different things you can do with it. So to do this, we're going to use the for loop. So I'll just say for, let's just say key in tree. So the value here, key, can be anything. It's just the name of a variable. And then tree obviously refers to our dictionary. And what this will do now is it'll loop through, and during each loop, it will give us the actual key value. So it'll say type, price, height, color, etc. But this, you can name it anything that you want. So I'll perhaps show that in a moment. So just do a little print statement here. What do I want to do? I guess the key. So let's say key plus like an equal sign, and then we'll finally concatenate the actual value, so tree and the key. So I'll run that and see if it works. And you'll see now that I'm getting an error. So it's a concatenation error, if you can just make that off at the bottom of the screen. And the problem here is that when I'm printing this out, for some of the values inside of the dictionary, this variable here is not returning a string, because we've got a float as well as an integer, so we always have to watch out for that. So we'll cast that to be a string, try and run it again, and you'll see now that we have the full output on the right hand side. So colour of the tree is silver, type equals fur, price equals 50, height 182, colour silver, and tinsel included. So it's got all of the values that we originally set when we created the dictionary, as well as those that we either appended or changed, and they've all printed out one by one here. Note here that I don't have to cast the key here, because all of the keys within a dictionary are already a string. So I don't have to cast that, it's already a string. And then for the rest of the concatenation, if all of the values inside of our dictionary were strings, we also wouldn't have to cast it here. But this is a good example of some defensive programming where you don't know what will be stored within inside of this dictionary. So you're just ensuring that it is always going to be a string by casting it. So that is our challenge for today. So hopefully, don't worry if you've done this yourself and it doesn't look exactly like this. Again, don't worry. We are at a point now in these sessions where you can do things multiple different ways. So as long as you get the same sort of output, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't have to exactly look like this. You feel free to name things as you wish, and obviously change out the values, etc., and play around with stuff. Cool. So we will see you all once again tomorrow at 9 a.m. for our next challenge. We'll see you then. Bye.